Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, en el horario que nos estén viendo. Muchas gracias por estar aquí, por estar viendo estos programas de cortometrajes que, pues no sé, o sea, todos han sido pues curados por nosotros y hemos tratado de que también tengan pues estos diálogos de los que siempre hablamos, ¿no? Entre los cada cortometraje. En esta ocasión vamos a tener el, los cortometrajes de Agua Falsa, de Serge Onen. Que de hecho tenemos como invitado presente aquí. Vamos a tener una plática con él al final sobre su trabajo. Y también tenemos el cortometraje One Little Tiny de Brandon Wilson, de Estados Unidos. Agua Falsa es de Países Bajos. Tenemos el cortometraje 2112 de Matthew Lowry de Estados Unidos. Y El Aura Apocalíptico de Apocalyptic Now eh, por Wheeler Winston Dixon de Estados Unidos. Entonces son cuatro cortometrajes, el programa dura más o menos una hora y al final estaremos hablando con Serge sobre su cortometraje Agua Falsa, ¿no? Entonces, pues espero se queden hasta el final. Muchas gracias por vernos y estar aquí y pues déjenos sus comentarios em, para también preguntas que tengan sobre el cortometraje de Serge y pues nada, disfruten. Muchas gracias.
You know, I would give anything if I could just have some peace and quiet. Just to have 1 hour, just one little tiny hour to myself. In fact, I'm about ready to find some place to go to get that tiny little hour by myself. Mom, yeah, I'm ready for a nut house. You don't know what it's like to get up every morning at the same time. Everybody in the family gets up at the same time. To go to work all day long with 20 or 30 people. To come home from work. Mac, Francis, and I get home from work at the same time. The boys come in about 40 minutes later. Nobody, oh, not 1 minute. Mac doesn't stand any duties. He don't go any place without me. The kids bug me from the minute I get in until I finally collapse in bed. If I sneak back in the bedroom for some peace and quiet, here comes Maggie. He either hits the button on the radio to play the radio or turns the goddamn television set on. Just ordinary peace and quiet. What I would give. Mother, you wouldn't want to see me play for a while, would you? Say a couple months. If I indicate my sanity. Yeah. I don't have to have all my back's okay now. I just go muscle fast and get old. Walking around. nowadays that are multicolored and real heavy, and feather flowers. Oh, they are out of this world. Would you believe me? The three-piece set with the flowers over here cost me, let's see, $5.50 for the vase, $4 for the flowers, and $4.50 for the ashtray. Like $9.50, $13.50, $14 for the three-piece set, but you can just gorgeous. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. I know we took some pictures, but I think they're still on the camera. Oh, it's working at the bottom of the camera.
Hi, this is Wheeler Winston Dixon, and I want to thank you all for having my film, The Apocalyptic Now, in the first international encounter of filmmakers. I'm really honored to be part of your festival, and I send all my greetings to you. This is me in 1974 editing a film called Un Petit Examen, or A Small Exam, in New York City, on an upright moviola, as you can see. Then I was working in 16 millimeter. This was photographed by David Kofke. I've long since stopped working in 16 millimeter, and now I do totally digitally, but I'm so very happy to be a part of this festival, curated by Esto es para Esto Cine Independiente Collective in Mexico. And I send you my fondest regards with all best wishes for the success of your festival, from Wheeler Winston Dixon and my heart to you.
we'll get into that in a moment. But here we have with us one of the creators of the cortometraje, the short film Agua Falsa. In English would be Fake Water, I think.
Yes.
And this is Sergey Onen. Welcome, Sergey. Where are you transmitting from? The creators of the cortometraje, the short film Agua Falsa. In English would be Fake Water, I think.
Yes.
And this is Sergey Onen. Welcome, Sergey. Where are you transmitting from? The creators of the cortometraje, the short film Agua Falsa. In English would be Fake Water, I think.
Yes.
And this is Sergey. We are right back now. So as I was telling you, here we have one of the creators of Agua Falsa, which was crazy, bonkers, Spinne. Sergey, I saw that you used many techniques here. There was stop motion. There were puppets. I mean, like live puppets, not stop motion puppets. There was video. Tell us about it. It was, I mean, I really, really like it. It was, I don't want to say beautiful because it was not beautiful, but I mean, there were some very beautiful parts. But you know what I mean? It was grotesque, but it was amazing to watch. It was quite a treat. Tell us about the creation. Where, how did you come up with this idea?
Well, so it's the second film I've made with animator Sverre Fredriksen, and so we started off like making films where we would mix a lot of pre-cinematographic techniques, and this we continued in this film where we have live action coming together with animation, and then so it's part of a triptych of films. Now we're working on the third one, and in each film there's the animation part is under the surface, it's underground. So we play with the idea that a lot of things that you cannot see, you can very well imagine, and you can play with your imagination to create a whole new world about these things. And then we're not so especially interested in very fantastic, typical fantasy things, but more like very common things, like for example mineral water, like this film, like commodities.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, that's how, you know, we started to work, to experiment with stop motion and time lapses of melting material.
Yeah.
So especially water, but also other materials like hair gel and stuff like that, or eggs. And then we, you know, that's how we discover new textures.
Yeah.
And how we create a world that you don't really that you're not familiar with.
Yeah. I have a question. This may be kind of dumb, but were you or are you a fan of Marilyn Manson? Because some of the textures I saw in film remind me a lot of his early work during the early 90s. So the question just popped in my mind.
I'm not really familiar with it, so that's I will check it. No.
Okay, yeah. If you check the artwork for his album Antichrist Superstar, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, but I've never seen it, but I will check it. Nice, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so Right now, let me just translate a little bit for our non-English speakers. So, lo que nos acaba de contar Sergio es que él está con el otro animador, o animadora, eso no me quedó muy claro, que están trabajando una trilogía. Y en esto que están trabajando, la parte animada siempre es como en el mundo subterráneo o en el mundo que no se puede ver. La parte de live action es nuestro mundo en donde estamos nosotros, y lo que es lo imaginado, lo que no hemos visto, es donde meten estas texturas con el stop motion, ¿no? En esta película no solo usaron agua, hay mucho, como ustedes pudieron ver, hay mucho time lapse, que ese se hace pues dejando tu cámara y capturando el proceso y luego lo aceleras. Usaron agua, menciona que también usaron otros materiales como gel de cabello, huevos, entre otras cosas, para crear como todas estas texturas extrañísimas que acabamos de ver en el cortometraje. También le pregunté, porque me lo recordó a mí, si era fan de Marilyn Manson, porque si alguno de ustedes lo es o se acuerda, en sus primeros videos y en sus álbumes hay como estas texturas parecidas, como muy orgánicas, celulares, y pues bueno, eso es hasta ahora lo que hemos hablado. Está trabajando en un tercer cortometraje dentro de esta trilogía, y lo que le interesa a él y a su equipo es no tanto como lo tradicional en la animación de las fantasías y las caricaturas, sino más como los procesos comunes y hasta vulgares, en este caso el proceso del agua mineral, y a partir de ahí como que despliega y crea esta locura que acabamos de ver. Did that make sense, Sergio?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. No problemo. So, tell me a little bit more about the process of this project. For example, if you can reveal the secret, of course, which I have my theory already, how you did it. But by the end of the short film, this guy pulls like something out of his body, and we see the hole, which looks horrible, like so gross. How did you do that?
Well, that was like how do you say? So it's two parts put together, and so it's a bit with a green screen. So we filmed the wound. It's ice. So it's ice, and then a bit moving, and then we mounted it on a actor.
Oh,
yeah!
Wow,
so
it looks great. I mean,
yeah, it was fun to do.
And for example, where he picks the coin out of his hand, was that like similar, or was that in the actor, like makeup?
No, actually, that's very. It's well, that's a secret I can reveal, but I'm sure that more people know it. That is just harina con water. So it's a dog with a bit of ink, and that looks very much like skin. So you can do a lot with. You can do a lot of makeup with the most cheap stuff with harina, and it's perfect. It looks really good. Yeah,
it looks great and gross, quite grotesque. And for example, Sergey, where can we see your the first part of this trilogy? Is it on YouTube, Vimeo?
No, not yet, because it's still a bit going to places.
Oh, okay.
So we're waiting. So, but that will be, at some point we put it on Vimeo, and then.
Okay. We'll have to wait if the world doesn't end in a few months.
Yes, of course, but let's enjoy it.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Exactly.
Which I stole that phrase from a movie, Melancholia, from Lars von Trier.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, what did you thought of the 4 short films, or the other 3? I mean, did you see any like connection, undercurrent?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of very digital experimentation, and then sometimes I I mean, that's a bit what we try to avoid. But of course, it's very beautiful, and I really like the cranes with the trees. That was looked amazing.
Yeah.
And in a way, I liked it also because it's very simple. It's not too much a trick. It's more like a kaleidoscope. What we've also used, but then with a physical kaleidoscope made of mirrors. But so that I really like.
Oh,
and
you built it.
Yeah. It's very simple. You make three. Yeah, with pieces of mirror, you can make a kaleidoscope.
Oh.
But then,
yeah.
And then
you put it to the
our
camera?
approach. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you get a way more. It's less perfect. But that's what we like, because
it is.
We don't want to get lost in perfection. You see? Because that's with a lot of even with the most cheap camera you can make it's so perfect.
Yeah. What camera did you use?
Well, different DCR cameras, but also some parts also shot with phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I mean, it's. I'm very interested in pre-cinematographic techniques, but I don't put it that far that we shoot in celluloid, and of course that's also a different budget story. But using also, I mean, there's also in the film when the bottles enter the earth, that's a phenaticoscope. I don't know if you know this. It's a 19th century technique. Where you create an animation with just one drawing. If you go to my website, you can see a lot of those.
What's your website?
It's my name.com, sergeonnen.com.
Okay. I'll search for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me translate a little bit.
Yes,
hold on. So, first, sorry, discúlpeme. Primero le pregunté a Serge cómo creó ciertos efectos de agua falsa. Principalmente, el que me gustó mucho fue... Déjenme... Give me a moment, guys. Sorry for that. Primero le pregunté acerca de, si se acuerdan, está el personaje, tiene un hoyo aquí y se saca algo por ahí, ¿no? Entonces le pregunto, bueno, ¿cómo lo hicieron? Y me comenta que, pues obviamente está hecho en dos partes, ¿no? Se filmó el agujero aparte y luego lo montaron en el actor. También menciona, por ejemplo, o sea, eso es pues, el hoyo que se veía rojo. O marrón. Y luego la carnosidad, el agujero, es creado con un efecto bastante sencillo, al parecer, que es haciendo... pues Play-Doh con harina, agua y colorante, y eso le da una textura muy similar a la piel. Entonces, por ejemplo, también el personaje tiene como una estigmata en la mano y te saca una moneda, también se hizo con harina, agua y colorante. Después le vamos acerca de qué te pareció el programa, si encontraste una corriente interna o subterránea entre todos los proyectos. Y menciona que hay mucha experimentación. A él personalmente no le gusta tanto como el tema como más moderno, digital, previas al cine. Ahorita lo último que nos comentaba es acerca, can you repeat the name of the machine where you create animation with just one drawing?
Phenaticoscope. Phenakistiscope. I will write it down.
Yes, please. Oh, Ray, ok. Entonces nos habla de que, por ejemplo, al inicio, donde entra la botella a la tierra, al subsuelo, utilizó algo que se llama el phenakistiscopio, que es una técnica previa al cine, donde te daba la oportunidad de animar con un solo dibujo. Entonces a los que les interese, pues ahí pueden investigarlo. Ahorita en un momento se los pongo en el chat de YouTube para que le den una buscada. También nota, o sea, cómo... Thank you, Sergio. Como algo que yo también noté, que es el uso de... bueno, para los que digitales, seguramente están usando el Kaleida de After Effects, que lo he visto bastante en muchos de los cortometrajes que han estado a lo largo de todo el ciclo, lo cual es interesante, o sea, como que todos estamos como con esta imagen que se va desdoblando y estos como, ¿cómo se llaman? Bueno, lo olvidé en este momento, ¿no? Que son estas imágenes totales, olvidé el término de momento. Y él también, como ustedes vieron, lo utilizó, pero en este caso no fue digital, sino literalmente construyeron un caleidoscopio y se lo montaron a la cámara, ¿no? Dice que es súper fácil y le atrae mucho que, pues al ser hecho a mano, handmade, pues tiene imperfecciones y es parte de lo que él está buscando en su quehacer fílmico. Déjenme pasarle los nombres y las ligas que me pasó nuestro, y ahorita continuamos y también checar si hay alguna pregunta. So just give me one moment, okay? Let me go here and okay, here we have it. Okay. How did you met? Please forgive me for my horrible pronunciation, okay? But how did you meet Sverre Frederiksen?
Well, he lives in Amsterdam, and I lived in Amsterdam. Now I live in Brussels, but I went to China to work with shadow puppets, and I was researching the ancient art. The shadow puppet is very, very old, and so I was there researching that at art project for 6 months, and I worked with puppeteers, and I made a lot of puppets. And then I returned to Amsterdam, and on the plane I already thought like I should make a film, a real film, not because. And then I realized it had never been done before, so I was very motivated. But it was an ambitious project, so I needed someone who was more cinematographer, filmmaker than I was. And so I asked around, and then people said like, "Oh, you should meet this guy. He's Norwegian and he lives in Amsterdam." And then we met, and he was experimenting with ice. And then we thought, oh, the shadow puppets and the eyes, that could go really nice together. And then we got very enthusiastic, and then we started to work together.
Ok. Lo que nos dice es que le pregunté cómo conoció al animador. How do you pronounce it, Sergio?
Sverre.
His first name.
Sverre. Frederiksen.
Sverre Frederiksen. Le pregunté cómo lo conoció. Y menciona que él fue a estudiar acerca de las marionetas de sombra, que también es una técnica que vimos aplicada en el cortometraje. Por ejemplo, en donde está este como ser que es como una mezcla entre, bueno, a mí me pareció como un payaso y un tardígrado que está así como metiéndose en las botellas. Oh, so great. Eso era una shadow puppet. It was a shadow puppet, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay. But it was transparent, so it had all these like sails, and it was beautiful. Well, anyway, so he went to study there. I think you mentioned China?
Yeah, in Beijing.
In Beijing, wow. So fue a China a estudiar a las marionetas de sombra. Y pues ahí conocí muchas cosas. Entonces cuando venía de regreso al occidente, pues como que venía pensando en todo esto y tenía que ser una película, pero él no estaba tan familiarizado con cómo hacer, pues necesitaba como un cinematógrafo o alguien que estuviera más familiarizado con el medio. Entonces, pues preguntando, asking around, pues llegó a conocer a Mr. Fredrickson, y pues ahí empezaron. Él estaba trabajando con hielo en ese momento, y pues nació la colaboración, y pues ya van para 3 cortometrajes. I have a question that popped in my mind. Do you think
Yes.
that Plato, in his how do you say it in English? El mito de la caverna, the myth of the cavern, or the cave myth, you know,
Yes. What?
he speaks about shadow puppets.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Le
No,
pregunto.
it's the most.
Yeah.
It's the most famous
Yeah.
philosophy metaphor.
Yeah.
Is the shadow. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've been interested in making shadows for a very long time, because it's the most direct way to create transformation. You know, you do this, and then it's a dog. You know, and it's and that's already fantasy. So I think that's so primitive and so pure.
Yeah.
So that's a really nice starting point. And when you start from there and you go slow, then you already meet a lot of amazing stuff.
Yeah. So le pregunté a Serge si él pensaba si Platón, en su mito de la caverna, que estoy seguro que todos ustedes conocen, eran marionetas de sombra, y dice, pues, yes, of course. I mean, digo, claro que sí, ¿no? Y continúa en que la sombra es como de las cosas más viejas de creación, o sea, y de las cosas que nos permiten más, I don't know si podría usar la palabra ilusión o la fantasía. Nos da el ejemplo del perro, ¿no? O sea, ahorita pues ustedes ven mi mano, pero si estuvieran viendo la proyección de mi mano, sería un perro, y la lengüilla. Entonces, las sombras, dice que es algo que le ha interesado desde hace mucho tiempo. So, let me go back to the shadows now. So, shadows. When did you start it? When did you discover shadows and like, oh, shadows, I love them? How did that relationship start?
Well, that's, you know, I started to work with animation, and then I was always looking in the most primitive forms of animation.
Oh.
And that's how I came up with shadow. And then I did also live performances with shadow.
Oh.
With live music and shadows, where the audience would only see the shadow and hear the live music.
Yeah.
Because it's another thing what I like about it. It's, you know, live music is ephemeral, and the shadow is that too. You know, if you look at a guitar, you have a guitar on your lap. The guitar doesn't make any sound. You have to play the guitar, then it becomes alive. The shadow is the same. It's the same thing. My hand can create an object with a light if I do something. So you have light and sound. So I thought that was nice to play with, and I still enjoy it a lot. So I've been now doing different stuff with shadows and music for quite a while, and it's still very rich, and now I have a small kid, and I see how she responds to shadows, and I'm like, wow, it's really deep in the human way of observing. Like she's 2 years old, and when she sees a shadow, she sees something. And adults don't really see shadows. You know, they look at images, at screens, at phones. But they've lost the beauty of the shadow.
Yeah, they have. And it's interesting because in the last short film, it was like about capturing nature or some human phenomena through the phone,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, that was also nice. I like that image a lot.
Yeah, and it was very strange because it was not even it was a moving image, but it was not video nor film. It was a static image, animated. So it was like interesting. It's not even the real thing anymore. It's like a simulation of the real thing.
That was pretty. That was pretty weird. Also because you're like, okay, now I'm looking on my laptop at this phone on the highway, and
yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So yeah, and also back to the shadows. Sorry, I like shadows too. Back to the shadows, they wake up imagination, right? You see the shadows and you start, if you have the power still, you start imagining things like, oh, that is like a huge spider, or I don't know, no, a thing that no one else can see. It is great. I mean,
yeah. Well, so, it's also in Western culture, the shadow is often seen as something scary. You know, if you look at Nosferatu, this very old Murray film, it's just a shadow. It's a very famous early film. Exactly, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. So it's really.
I love it.
But if you look at Asian culture, the shadow is much more positive. They don't have this. There's much more in art. You know, there's more because they see the shadow as more as part of the elements: water, wind, light. So and all create. So that's why there's a much more positive approach to the shadow, because it's connected to the element of light.
Definitely.
So like wind is connected to movement, and water is connected also to time and all these things. So there's a way. It's a very different approach, and that's what's also really interesting at. To play with these things,
Yeah. Okay, let me translate for a while.
Yeah.
Ok, bueno, ahora estamos hablando de las sombras. Seguimos en el tema de las sombras. Entonces menciona que desde siempre le han interesado mucho, y ahora que tiene una... ¿Es it a girl or a boy?
Girl.
A girl. Tiene una niña pequeña. Él nota cómo ella ve las sombras y ve cosas, ¿no? Y se queda así observándolas. Menciona también en comparación con muchos adultos que han perdido esa capacidad de ver más allá del objeto, lo cual nos trajo al último cortometraje de Apocalyptic, no recuerdo el título, pero el apocalíptico, que era, como ustedes vieron, era observar fenómenos a través de una pantalla, ¿no? Como nosotros lo estábamos viendo ahorita. Entonces era parte de lo atemorizante del cortometraje de nuestro compañero americano, porque ahora estamos entrando en este mismo ciclo de falsedad imparable, ¿no? A menos que apagáramos la pantalla, pero también era muy interesante de observar. Después, de alguna mágica razón, entró uno de nuestros mejores amigos, Nosferatu, de Murnau, donde ahí está bien claro el ejemplo de las sombras, ¿no? Cuando va a atacar a Harker, cuando va subiendo por las escaleras, donde en nuestra esfera occidental la sombra es algo como muy oscuro, con connotaciones normalmente negativas, por ser algo espantoso, algo que no podemos definir, o algo de lo que no podemos estar seguros. En contraste con la visión oriental, donde la sombra es algo, digamos, algo un poco más normalizado, no tan satanizado, tan hecho malo, donde nos habla de que, por ejemplo, donde el agua, en su concepción, tiene que ver con el tiempo, el aire con el movimiento, la sombra tiene que ver con la luz. Entonces, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so we have a question here on the YouTube. Kika is asking if you are interested in making a feature film.
No, not really, actually. No,
You like?
I mean, I don't really like feature animations
Mhm.
because I like animation is always so concentrated of things to look at, and that there's very few animations that I can digest that are 2 hours long.
Can you give us an example?
Well, I'm thinking a bit about even the Ghibli stuff I watch in different. I watch it on streaming, so I watch it in different episodes. Then I like it. Yeah, it's more like a book,
Yeah.
But most of the animation I like are quite short, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you be interested in making like a web series or like a more capitulated, I don't know, like a show, an animated show, so to speak?
Maybe, I don't know. You mean like?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
It's a good idea because now I've been thinking about, okay, I have a lot of puppets, and so I've been thinking like, it would be nice if they would reappear in other films, like because the puppets are characters. So, and
Yes.
why not continue to, they're like actors, so they could reappear in a film. Yeah.
Do you have some of those in there with you?
Unfortunately, no. But you can also on my website you can see them.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't have
check
any.
it in a while.
No. Sorry.
Okay, let me show you one of my puppets. Okay,
Yeah.
give me a moment. I have it right here.
Great.
Where can you see it better? This way.
Well, there is the backlight. I get.
Yeah, you will just see the shadow, the silhouette.
Yeah.
Which is always good in animation. But check this guy.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah, very Mexican. But actually, I was thinking of medieval carvings where you see these skeletons playing the flutes, and they have like this, this opening, which I do not know what that is, but I try to put that in her chest, down to her crotch, and this one is fun because the tits move.
Yeah, nice. And you animate it?
Yeah, I animated it, every hair and everything. It was fun, but a lot of work.
I know.
So, you know it, yeah. So, how long have you been working in animation and all this stuff?
Yeah. Well, in film, I've been since 2017.
Okay.
I mean, when the first film came out, but before that, I did animation in the art world.
Oh.
So, and I've actually also shown twice in Mexico. I did a show in Tijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a show in DF with art and animation exhibition.
Oh, so, which one was it? Animasivo or something like that?
No, this was in Museo del Chopo in DF.
Yeah.
It was called Arte y Animación.
Oh, okay, okay.
And the show in Tijuana was called Animated Painting, but that's like 12 years ago. It's quite a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Do you have records of that on your webpage?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll check it out. Yeah. Okay, let me see if we have another question here on the YouTube, okay?
Yeah.
No, we don't. I'm getting quite hungry. So I don't know, is there anything else you would like to add? Um,
No, it was very nice to. It's super nice to see a festival with audience, because I see that this festival is online and also has an audience part. So that makes me very happy, because since this film came out last year in Oberhausen Film Festival, that was cancelled. And since then, there's been very few public screening, and that's of course the best way to enjoy film. And especially film festivals, it's fantastic to be with total strangers in the dark and enjoying experimental films. I miss that very much. I'm very happy that it's happening in Monterrey, in the so that's it makes my day.
That is great to hear. Thank you for being with us.
This is the last day of the festival.
What?
This is the last day of the festival.
No, we are ongoing until February 19. Yes. This is just the 7th day, like the 7th day of creation.
Great.
Which actually, another thing that I want to add, and I'm going to say this in Spanish, okay? Es los que han estado viendo los cortometrajes hasta ahora, si recuerdan el primer día de transmisión, hubo un cortometraje que se llamó The Gods of Tiny Things. Y hoy, el segundo cortometraje que vimos hoy me lo recordó demasiado. O sea, había como una... aparte de que eran también como... De hecho, tenía un título muy similar que era The Tiny Things o The Little Things, algo así. Pero era como la segunda parte, porque mientras The Gods of Tiny Things era acerca como de la creación del mundo, este ya era el mundo creado y cómo se sigue desarrollando. Y curiosamente también usaban el efecto caleidoscopio. Entonces ha habido como esta constante conversación entre los proyectos de esta realidad que se va desdoblando. ¿Y qué más iba a decir acerca de esto? I don't know, I forgot about it. Anyway, thank you very much. Oh, yes, the 7th day of creation. I want to implant that idea, which is the 7th day of the festival. So, yeah, Sergey, the festival is ongoing until the 19th of February. Normally, there are transmission at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and at night at 8 p.m., Monterrey time, of course, we show a film. So today, for example, I have the program right here. Tonight at 8, Monterrey time, which is Central Time in United States, we have the movie The European Sun is Gone by Tobias Osterbeck aus Deutschland. So that's tonight. And we have like 3 screenings a day until February 19, in case you want to join us.
I'm following it on Instagram, so I will check it once in a while. Yeah.
All right. So thank you for being with us. This has been great.
Yes. Very nice.
Very fun. Your short film is beautiful, and I mean it. I want to see some more of your work. Can't wait to see the 3rd part. I hope we can chat sometime soon. And
we'll send it to Monterrey.
Yeah.
When it's
That will be great. Y bueno, jóvenes, a los que nos están viendo, muchas gracias por acompañarnos el día de hoy. Espero que hayan encontrado el programa de hoy, la charla de ahorita tan interesante como nosotros. Recuerden que en la página de internet estoesparaesto.com está el botón de donaciones. Es por PayPal, así que está súper sencillo apoyar el proyecto. Recuerden que justamente, como estamos diciendo ahorita, esto es para esto. Esto es para proyectar cine independiente, cine experimental, en este mundo dividido ahora por esta cosa, por este veneno. Es de las pocas formas en las que podemos otra vez medio juntarnos a ver cine y convivir. Entonces recuerden, esto es para esto y su apoyo es muy importante. Repito, hoy a las 3 tenemos el segundo programa de hoy de cortometrajes, y a las 8 vamos a transmitir The European Sun, is Gone de Tobias Osterbeck desde Alemania. ¿Ok? Se trata, el proyecto es una descripción de un estado mental entre el dron, vamos a transmitir The European Sun, is Gone de Tobias Osterbeck desde Alemania. Nos vemos a las 3. El proyecto es una descripción de un estado mental entre el dron. Gracias por estar con nosotros y hasta luego. Desde Alemania. Nos vemos a las 3. El proyecto es una descripción de un estado mental entre el dron.